Hello guys, actually welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm your favorite tutor, the Digital Ustaz. Don't forget to comment, like and share our videos. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a professional flyer design using Canva. So this is what I'm going to be creating using Canva in this tutorial video. So the first thing we have to do now is to head over to our Canva and start the design process. So once you open your Canva app, click on the Canva app. After opening your Canva app, then just wait and see. Is already loading. So in your Canva app, after launching your Canva app, click on the create button, like the create home button here, so that it will take you to the creation process, like the creation dashboard. So the in your dashboard here in Canva, it will look something like this. It will look like this with everyone. So scroll down and click on upload. So under this upload, you are going to upload we are going to upload this idea we are going to use, because when you want to create designs with Canva and you don't have idea of what you want to design, so you need a design inspiration to do. So I'm going to be using this one as an inspiration for what we are going to be creating in this video, in this design. So the first thing we have to do now is, after looking at this design, you can see that there are some features used here in this design that we may not find them in Canva here. So that is where we will be needing Pinterest to get some inspirations for icons and resources like materials, elements to use for this design. So the first thing we are going to do now is to bring this design to the side, take it to the side, because we are recreating something like this. So the first thing I'm going to do now, looking at the background, we need a special background and high quality background. Then the image use, the element image and the icons used in this design, we need them before we can start creating this design. So head over to your Play Store. If you don't have Pinterest, download Pinterest so that you can use Pinterest for inspiration. Pinterest is an app that will allow you to access all these design elements for free without to have to source them online. So click on open and it take you to Pinterest. It's just like a social media, just the way you use Facebook. But this social media is meant for creative. Creative post their designs, what they have been creating, so that I can just get an idea of what you want to create. So here I'll be searching for the element I want. The element I want for this design is, I need a image of a person doing an announcement. So I'm going to click this first one, image of a person doing announcement. That is the main idea of what I want. Then you click this first one. So after clicking, you can see there are some ideas of people. All these ones are image of person doing announcement. But this is the very image I want here. You can see this image. This is the very image I want. So you have to keep on searching until I get the image of the person. Only him, without being on a design. Then we can use it on our design. So let's look more to see if you can find this. Okay. So as you can see, there are so many ideas. You can choose the one you wish to use for this design. So for the purpose of this design, I'm going to use that same image you see there, and that same image you see for announcement. Though you can still pick any of these and remove their background professionally and still use them. But I'm not advising you to pick any design here and still went to try to remove them from a design again. So it's advisable you get the exact image. So here are some of the my recent search on Pinterest. Let me show you some of my recent search. Sorry. Okay. My recent search on Pinterest is on this very image. So we can either pick this one, remove the background and use it, or we can use any sample you find out in this app. Just make sure you search it very well and you see this icon. So probably it's because I have already downloaded this. I have this in my gallery. That is why I can't see it again here. So make sure you have it. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is, I'm going to find the background I want to use. So I'm going to be selecting a gradient golden background. Let me say I want a gradient golden background I'm going to be using for this design, because I'm not going to recreate the same thing again. So I want to do something totally different. So you can see in here, you can see some gradient golden background idea we can use. So you can see something like this and some amazing gradient background. So I'll be downloading this very one I'll be using this very one for the purpose of this design. Then again, the icon I need next is the balloon. So I need the balloon icon. So you can search for balloon icon. In that design we have a balloon, red balloon in that design. So that is what I'm going to be using. So I'm going to download this balloon. This one is very shiny, so I'm going to be using this one. Then again, I'm going to search for the third icon, which is a verify icon. So let's say I need a verify icon, like just a verify cycle verify icon I'll be using for this design. So I can pick this one to use for the purpose of the design. So I'll download this verify icon. Then after getting all these resources, we are done with Pinterest. That is what you can do in Pinterest. So after coming now, go back to your design in Canva. Come to your design, then click on gallery. Go to your gallery to import that icons, those elements we source out from Canva that we are going to be using in this design. So first pick this background. You have to put your background. Let's have the background we want to use for this design. So after clicking on this background, like you have the background here, click on these three dots, scroll down and select set as background. So by setting this as background, now we have our background. Now we are going to deal with the text we have in this image. How do we deal with fixing this text? So we first import the icons, like these two icons. We have to import them so that we can remove their background and change them. So to remove background of these icons, you can either use some tools like bgremover.online, or you can use, if you have a subscription to Canva Pro, you can check Canva Pro, or you can just drop a comment that I need Canva Pro. I will send the video link to watch on how you can get Canva Pro for free on my YouTube channel. So you use this Canva Studio. You'll be using Canva Studio to remove the background of this icon, just the way you can see now. I have removed the background of this icon. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to place this icon to the top. Let's have this now incoming. Let's position this to front. So by positioning this to front, we pick this icon here, this very icon, and take it to this top. Let's have it to this top. So once we have something like this at this top end, then you can paste it like this. So by having this now, we have placed the icon in the right place we need to put the icon. Then the next thing we are going to do now is to place the balloon icon. So click on the balloon icon, remove the background using the Magic Studio so you can access it. So we have removed the background now. So let me shift this idea. We are using this as our idea, like our inspiration. So you can remove and shape it, then you rotate it. We are going to rotate it like this because this is how it looks like in that other design. So let's make it like this. Then you can also rotate this one like this. Yeah, you can have similar things. So you shift this down, then you bring it to this end. You look at this, we have this now. So it's now positioned in the right position we need to put it. Then this one, we are going to change the color so that it will be matching with the exact color in our background. We are not going to make a mixed color. So let's make it like this. Let's say we have color like this or a color like this. It all depends on how we want it to be. So you can check on how you want it to be. So I'm going to be using this very color for the whole of this video. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to add the text. Add the text is, so click on subheading, add the subheading, then you write. The first text we have there is print. We have a text that says print one. So you can duplicate this and have two. Then you write create. Say we have something like create. This one is the second one. Then we have the third one, which is inspired. So you are going to write inspired. So inspired. So after getting these three tests, so we are going to change the font size and reduce them. So let's reduce them to maybe 27. So we have something like 27 now. You can position this to the top and change the color. You can either use white color or any different color that will make it look more amazing. So I'm going to be using white color for the purpose of the design. Then I'm going to also change this one to 27 font so that we're having the same size, and also the color should be white. So you have something like this now. So take this one to the top as well. This one is at the end here. So I'm going to position it to the end so that it will be the third test there. We're having three tests. The first one is print, the other one is insert, and the other one is inspired. So this red one creates, so we are going to make this one 27, and also change the color to white as well, so that we have the same thing similar. So we put this at the top also, bring this to the top, position it. Okay, so we can have them arrange like they are equal to each other in a ruler. Just be looking at your ruler as you are positioning them, so that you make sure they are equal. So we are having this now equal, so we can position the third one so that they will be equal with the remaining texts. So we bring this one down so that they will be equal with the remaining text as we have here in this design. So you can see now they are equal with each other. Then the next thing we are going to do now is to bring the other text that say, do you need quality? So write, do you need quality, first one. The quality has to do with a question mark, just the way we can see that. Okay, let's say, do you need quality one? We have one. Then bring this one, then we write design with a question mark. Do you need quality graphics? Let's say, do you need quality graphics, or you can say quality design, depending on the language you want it to be. So we can change the font of this, the font of what you want to use. So I'm going to be using Antonio. The font I'm going to be using for this top one is called Antonio. You can check it out on Canva. So I'm going to be using Antonio as the font I want to use for this very one. Then I'll take it to the top. So I have a font like this, Antonio, being positioned. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is to change the color. You can change the color, or you make it to be more bolder, depending on how you want it to be. So I'm going to be using white color as well. Then we can make this bolder. So here we have, do you need quality? Though just looking at this background, you can see that this background is very light. Though when designing, you need a background that will be professional, that will be match your work, that will not give you any issue. So I'll be changing my background. I'll be using this very background. So you can check others background available in either Canva or Pinterest to use, so that it will match with your design. Because I need something that it will not be much lighter and it's not going to be much darker. So that's why I'm changing this my background. Though you can source this as out on Canva, on Pinterest or either Canva, and you find the same background. Or you can even do your if you are good at you can source it here in Pinterest to use it. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is graphics. These graphics, I'm going to use I'm going to use Anton. So I'm going to use Anton for this very one. Then I'll increase the font, then bring it to this top. So after increasing the font, I'll bring it to stop like this. So we have something like this being positioned. So now we still need to increase the font a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. So position it again, move it to the inside. Okay, so we have something like this now. Then we are going to change the color to white. Let's have a white color. So you can see, do you need quality graphics? Then we have our first step in creating this design. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is to bring our icons, like the rectangle icons. So click on shape. After under shape, you can check for rectangle. So I'll pick this rectangle shape. Then I'll use corner to reduce the corner to 0, so that it will be completely rectangle shape. So I'll bring it down here under this text. Then I'll position it like this. It's have something like this. Then I'll reduce the size, then position it back again. Let's have something like this. Then after having something like this, you can change the color. Which color do you want to be using for this design? So I'm going to use some colors I feel like to make this design to look more greater. So I'm going to be using um blue. I'm going to be using red color. Then I'll apply gradient to this color. So after creating red color, I'll go to gradient and I'll apply gradient. So under gradient, you can see. Then I'll change this coming. Let's have something like this. Let it be more gradient, depending on how you want to be. So I have a gradient color like this. I can select the gradient color I want to use for my color. So I have this color now. Then the next one, I'll duplicate it and bring it down here again for the next color I want to create. So I'll position this one to the next color. Then this, I'll make it to be maybe a lighter blue or something different. Depending on what you are planning to get. So I'll bring the third color. So for this third color, I'll be using green color. Using green color. Also make sure you position it to the right way. You feel like it will make your design great. Okay, so position this as well. Make sure they are all equal. You are not missing any step. Then this very one, we can change the color to green. You can use green color. Let's say we have a green color here. So looking at this now, we have the colors we want. Then you can apply gradient. Go to your gradient, check the gradient color, and apply your gradient color to this. Then the also blue color, apply your gradient depending on how you want it to be. So I'm going to change this color. Let's have a gradient blue. A gradient blue. So we have this now, a gradient blue. So the three colors now have been arranged. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is to place my text on them to make them look greater. So I'm going to add logo, comma. Then below it we have what we call letterheads. Let's say letterheads, comma. So we have the two text now. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is to change the font. The font we are going to be used for this one is called Antonio. So I'll be using Antonio. Then I'll position this by using format to position it to the left. So after position this left, then we can check on the position at this top. Then you can reduce the size. Use the size, then bring it to the center. Okay, so we have this now, the first letter being arranged, the first, then you duplicate this again so that we can have the next text for the second icon, like for the second shape we have there. So the second shape, looking at this inspiration we are using, you can see that we are having something like social media posters, birthday flyers. So you write this social media posters, comma, then come down here and write your birthday flyers. Okay, you can even add in the comma again because we are not yet done, we are still listing them. So comma, then this at this down button, then you duplicate again for the third text, which we have brand and event flyers etc. So position this again, position it, bring it down a little bit. Okay, then you write brand and event flyers etc. So let's say brand and event flyers, brand and event flyers, then we write etc, etc, etc. So let's have this. So we have all the tests now being arranged, they are all aligned the way we want them to be. So the next thing we are going to do now is to check on the next text we are going to place on this design. Then the next thing we have here is to put the send a DM. So copy this again, bring this down, bring it down. After bringing it down, then you position it. Make sure it's equal, like it's equal with the shape. Then we write send a DM. Here you can write send a DM. So let's have something like this. Send a DM. So if you have something like this, send a DM, then the next thing we are going to do, duplicate the text again to have the remaining text is bring this to this top. Then you write, let's say your contact details first. You can write this to be your contact details. Okay, then the below it should be your brand name. Okay, this one will be your brand name. So let's say my brand name is Stars Graphics. This is what I do. So I'll put it like this. Then this one we're going to change the font to be Antonio. So we are going to be using Antonio so that it will not be much bolder. Then the next thing we are going to do now is to bring the icons. You can see we have icons being positioned here at the center of these designs. So we have to bring those two icons to position, put them. Then the first icon we are going to bring is WhatsApp icon. You can check on your Canva element and search for WhatsApp icon. Okay, so you can search for WhatsApp icon in your Canva element. So you can see some WhatsApp icons here showing your Canva element. So I'll be using this very icon. Then you position it down, position it down. Oh, this one is transparent, so I'm going to use this business one so that we have the icon. So you position it to this top. Let's have it at this top for the WhatsApp so that when someone wants to send me DM. So let's still shift this one more closer. Okay, then the next thing with the next icon we have it, we need Pinterest icon. Then you can search for Pinterest icon, which is the next icon you need here. Pinterest. So you search for Pinterest icon. So by the time you search for Pinterest icon, you see icons showing up like this. Click the one you want, then bring it down again a little. Reduce the size. After you reduce the size there, you can bring it down. Okay, so we have the Pinterest icon should be at this down. Then after this Pinterest icon, the next thing we need here is the Instagram icon. Then you can search for Instagram icon, which is the next icon we need to use in this design. So you can search Instagram icon. Okay, so I got the Instagram icon. Click on this again, then reduce the size and position it. But this one is also transparent, so we need an icon that is not transparent. So we can check on others Pinterest icon, other Pinterest icons we can use. Search all. You can see the one that is not transparent. That is one you can use. So I think we can use which one? Which one is more clear than? Okay, we can use something like this. This one is still the Instagram icon, so you can use this. Position it. Reduce the size to smaller, then we position it to the top. So it's still big, so we make it a smaller so that it will be equal. Just want to make it to be equal size with the other Pinterest icon. Okay, okay, we have our icons now. So position this again. The icons have been positioned. Then this very one again, we can position this. We position it. We position by reducing the icon size. That you make sure the size are not missing each other. Then shift this again. You can shift this a little bit. Then shift this one a little bit closer. So here we are. We have what we want here. We already have what we want. So let's still okay. Let's push this one more closer. Push this more closer. Also push this one more closer. Sorry. So push this one more closer. So by doing this now, you are done with this aspect, like this top now. Then the next thing you have to do now is to bring the image you want to apply, like that image you want to bring into this design. So first bring the shape, the circle shapes that you want to put. So first we have this circle shape. So I have a circle shape like this. I'll bring this circle shape to this down button to the position I want to bring it. So I have a circle shape like this very one. Then I'll duplicate the shape first. I'll first change the shape color. Let's say we have um let's say we have a this color. Let's say we have something like this. Then the next color I'll change the color. The one I will use for the middle. So I have something like this. Let's say I will make this one to be white. I'm going to make this one to be white color because we need to position it to be at the middle where we can put our text, like when we want our icon to flow in. If you want to position an icon, so the next one again we can change the color because we have almost three shapes there. So the next shape now, which is the third shape, so we are going to change the color to red. So this shape now, I'll move it in a little bit. So after moving this shape a little bit in, then we can position it like this. So by doing this now, we have it. We have everything positioned. Then the next thing, we put our text, which is going to be your brand name. Now, your brand name, your brand name. So after inputting your brand name, let's say we have Ustaz Graphics. Then you go down here, scroll, and select effects. So under effects, you can select shape. Then you select curve to make it curve. So you make your text to be curved. Once your text is being curved like this, so you can position it well. So let's say we have it this now. You can change the color. Change the color to rest. So position this again, bring it up, then you shift. Okay, yes, we have something like this. Then you bring this here down. See, it's not that curved enough, so you have to make it more curved. Make it more curved. Okay, this one is more curved. Then you can still shift it again to be positioned the way you want it. So let's say I have something like this one. I have this being positioned. Bring this down. So after positioning this text, we have this text position. Then the next thing is to bring our icon, which is going to be our brand logo. So I'm going to bring a U shape. Where's our UG? Let's say I have something like UG like this. So this is my banner. As I said, Ustaz Graphics. So I need a combination of two letters to match the Ustaz Graphics. So you can see here are some combinations. So I'll be using this one. I can use this something like this to have as my brand logo, or I can check something like this. You can see this will start graphics. So depend on what your brand is all about. So I'm going to use this one. I think this one is more professional. So I'm going to bring this down and put it, use it as white color. So I have this now been positioned, then I will change the color to white. So here I have this one position. Then the last thing I need to put here to make this design complete, let's first position it first so that we can see what we have been doing so far. Okay, then the next thing I need now is to bring the icon, like the image I want to use. So here's the image I want to use. I have this one. Though if you check your own your Pinterest, you can see this one, you can download this. So I'm going to remove the background of this image and flip to change the direction of the image. So I have this image now. Let's say this is the image I want to use for this design. Then the next thing to do now is to come to adjust the image to make it more brighter. Then I'll adjust the appearance of the image to make it more clean. The temperature, make the temperature to be lighter. So here's the, then I'll click on scroll down again. I'm going to use flip to flip the direction of the image. So I flip the direction of the image so that it will be exactly like the way the other one is positioned. Then I will first crop it, then zoom it in. Let me zoom it in. Then position it to back, position backward, where you can have it at the back of these shapes. Okay, I have this being positioned to the back now, just the way I want it. You can see it's being positioned now. Then I can apply effect I want to apply for the face. So for his face, I'm going to use a gradient. Let's say a gradient gold. I'm going to use a gradient gold under my element. Check for gradient gold. So here in my element, you can see here some gradient colors you can use
that I can apply effect for face. So I can use something like this to even apply it to the face, or you can even apply the lightings, like the lighting in his face. You can use tools like what tools I recommend. You can use tools like Lightroom. You can use tools like Snapseed to even apply this lighting. Not necessary in this Canva. It's not compulsory that you must apply this lighting in this Canva. So this is just for basically for this purpose of this tutorial. So let's move this out and see what we have designed so far. So let's take a look at what we have designed so far. We can see this now, like our icon is at the back of that text graphics. So let's make it this text to be back, position to back. So our icon will come front. So now we can see our icon is front, but some of the shapes are still. So we move these ones to back again. Okay. Then this very one again, we also move it to back. So I think by doing this now, we have come to the end of this design. We have finally completed and create our brand flyer design. So just take a look at this first idea and take a look at the generated design. So this is what we have created. We have created so far. So you can rework on this. This is basically for this tutorial. So you can watch more to understand how you can position this to make yours to be even more better than this. Thank you for watching and see you in my next tutorial video. For you to download your video, come to here, please. Come to this up button, this direction. Then you select download. Come down button, first download. Come to download here. Then you select the format JPG or PNG or anyone. So I'm going to download this like this JPG. So by the time I download it, then I have my final design being downloaded to my device. So that is all for this design. And thank you for watching. See you in my next tutorial video. I'll be my humble self, the Digital Stars.